Hi guys, this is Robin with Weight Loss Apocalypse. How many of you are in marriages where your significant other or you require your significant other spouse to be thin and fit, and that if their body doesn't meet your attractive needs, it's over? Well, this client's husband prefers her at her anorexic weight. Now, she came to me suffering with binge eating, so clearly she meets the idea that thin supremacy equates to food issues. And so she's regained 50 pounds. She's lost 50 pounds, regained 50 pounds, all for this marriage. She married this man about 7 years ago. I think she's in her 50s, so this is later in life. They don't have kids together. But she has literally become miserably, darkly insane over the course of the marriage, trying to fit the 110 pound size 1 body that he sexually would be attracted to. He won't have sex with her if she gains weight, and the relationship completely changes when she's not complying to her food restriction and starvation. And so her and I worked together a couple years ago. She made huge progress. Binge eating went away, but as we stopped working together and she went back into dieting, I think she lost a lot of weight, but the binge eating came back as it does for everybody, in full force, just horrible, to the point of very, very dark, painful space. And she reached out again about a month ago and has made a huge transformational recovery, to where she's at the point to, after recovery, she's recognizing that everything she was doing was to try to keep him in the marriage. And we're discussing how terrible this was and how hard she suffered and the horrendous heart wrench it took for her to recover, which was the willingness to get divorced, to realize that no marriage, no relationship, no partnership of any kind is worth suffering to that degree so that someone else can have sex with you or to just approve of you. So I don't know how many of you out there have the same issue and can maybe understand with this short conversation, this 15 minute clip from this session. You can have compassion for how hard this must have been for her and really feel maybe proud in terms of what she's willing to do for her own sanity and her own life. So we're talking about her feeling good. Well, it means she's feeling accepting if he wants to leave her, and empowered by the fact that she knows she will never do this again. She learned her lesson with this man. So anyways, if you want to watch the whole video, you're going to have to go to the Patreon account. The link is below, and become a Weight Loss Apocalypse Patreon member, a Weight Loss Apocalypse patron. The minimum is $5 donation a month to support the work that I'm doing and the writing and the book that I will be publishing here soon. If you would like to work with me, the person you're listening to found me on YouTube. So if you want to work with me, the way to get in contact with me is through my website. There is a Work with Robin request form to start with a consultation with me. Those are $200 per 90-minute consult. Fill in that request form. I'll receive it and get it back to you as quickly as possible. So, all right. Enjoy the session.
I always thought that if I was littler, thinner, fitter, he would approve. And I finally just gotten to the point where it's like, screw you. I don't give a shit if you approve or not.
Yeah, because it's not his life, it's yours.
That's right.
And it's not his body.
That's right.
It's amazing how we kind of give our bodies to other people as if they own it. They claim it, they own it. I gave it, and you gave it to him. When you do that, it's like, then you're not allowed to actually really inhabit the body you're in until it is what they approve of.
Yep.
So that's what you had to surrender, is that, I'm assuming for you with that relationship with your husband, you had to be willing to be alone. If he leaves me, if he divorces me, if he shuns me, I'm on my own.
Yeah.
So to me, what I ended up doing is then I would take that fear of being alone and I would compare it to what I was doing, the suffering of what I was doing. Which one was worse? For many people, the fear of being alone is catastrophically worse. That's why they do what they're doing. It's why they're obsessive compulsive.
I've always been afraid of being alone, but when I really got to thinking about it in my sitting on the curb and everything else, there was nothing that was worse than what I was feeling. No amount of loneliness even came within a million miles of how shitty I felt and how worthless I felt. And so I didn't care. Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't like how I look and he wants to leave, don't let the back door hit you in the ass on your way out. Because I don't care.
Now, how has he responded to you?
Not well. Not well. He says, you don't even try anymore.
And what's your response?
I just smile at him, and I don't say a word.
Yeah,
I'm not going to justify arguing with him, because I would literally be speaking a foreign language to him that he could never understand. God, so I'm not going to give him the benefit of justifying it.
Yeah, or even negotiating.
Yeah.
Like,
not doing it.
Yeah, and you know what? If he really cares for who you are, like the real you, and if there's real love involved here rather than the idea of loving the body, he'll care about you.
Well, that's the $1 million question, but it does. At this point, I don't even really care about that.
Oh, you are super freaking healthy right now.
Because
someone who doesn't understand this would hear that and go, "What?" Yeah, no, you're actually sounding very healthy to me. This is wonderful.
Before I tried to jump through hoops. I read every self-help book on marriage that there was. I have since thrown them all in the trash can.
Yeah. Well, you cannot change him.
Nope, and I'm not going to change that part of me, because I had to be willing to die to get to where I am.
That's true love for yourself. Yeah. Well, what that is to do what you were doing. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And so I'm not going to. This is not a negotiable issue. My weight is not negotiable with him. Mm-hmm. Because I, as you and I discussed, and I've mentioned in other videos, I don't give a shit what the pack thinks. Fuck the pack. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care what he thinks, because I'm never gonna meet whatever this criteria is that I've been trying to meet for 7 years. I've done everything save having my stomach cut up to try to attain this, and all it's done is made me insane. And I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So that's got to feel so liberating for you to be in that space.
It is, but he thinks I'm a complete and total bitch. And that's fine.
Well, when the time is appropriate, when the environment is appropriate,
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with I think maybe where you might want to go is making sure you don't go into the victim position. Not saying you are. No. I'm not saying you are. That's the first thing, is eliminate the victim position. I love what you said just a little bit ago about him not, it's like a totally different language. Like he's in a different state of mind, which you understand. And you understand that state of mind is completely limited in what it's capable of being aware of. Yes. Just by the state of where it's at. So you've transcended that and you're in a different place, the only way for him to really connect is if you're an amazing teacher around explaining what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. But you shouldn't have to do that to get him to approve of you. I think there is the difference, is you're not doing anything for his approval anymore, which is even explaining it. If he loves you, he'll get beyond himself.
Exactly. I refuse. Because I know that no matter what I say or how I try to explain it, how good of a teacher I am or not, he has drank the Kool-Aid of the pack, and he truly believes that I should weigh 110 pounds, get a boob job, wear a size 1, and that's what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's not me.
And you've got to let him then, what you've got to be able to give him then is the freedom to leave and find that girl who's willing to do all that and suffer for him. And you got to do it in a way that is willful, which you have. I think for you to get here, there was a willfulness to that. Now we're looking at the actual act of it. This is not uncommon because of the person you married. Can you see why, first of all, why he was attracted to you and why you were suffering to such a degree to maintain
Actually,
the marriage?
No, I don't.
You don't see that?
I don't see that.
So your willingness to work that hard is very attractive to narcissists like that.
Okay.
The fact that you comply, super compliant, willingness to do all that, that's a sign that you're vying for their love and you're willing to hurt yourself for their attention and their love, and they're attracted to that. Someone who's highly compliant. So you're not compliant anymore with this. And so it's going to be incredibly unattractive. So if his love for you was because of your compliance, expect his love to be gone. Because it's not real love anyways. There's no lovingness involved in it. It's just loving compliance. He didn't love you. He loved compliance. So if he really loves you, which is fully, there's capability of that in everybody, like true, authentic love, but he'd have to know how to do it for himself. And that's the other thing, is recognizing that he actually really felt intrinsic love for himself. He would actually know how to do it in a project that outwards and appreciate others similarly. Someone else out there would meet you and go, oh my God, this woman is amazing. Her self-worth is really strong. Has a sense of independence. She knows her boundaries. They'd be attracted to this, right? Because they're at that level of awareness. Make sense?
Very much does.
So, in this loyalty with your partner, give him a chance. And I think as you are, give him a chance to love you, to know what unconditional love is, to where he's going to have to really set down some of the dogma that he's brainwashed to believe and internalized by choice, to really look past. This is no different than someone in a marriage who got married together in religion and one person leaves that religion. Can you see how that would really affect the foundation of the marriage?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah. So this could be similar. I mean, he's talking about his penis and what makes it erect. If we want to just be honest.
Apparently not me.
Right? It's the porn, adolescent porn that he's watching that's making him erect, and he wants you to look like that adolescent girl.
Not me.
I know. It's unfortunate because, he was unbrainwashed at one point. He's a good person, it's sad when men internalize this misogynistic ideal of women. It's sad.
Yep.
They're not in reality. They'll never find someone that makes them happy enough because their illusion is in the porn, right? Or in wherever they're getting their idealism, which may not be porn. It could be just the same media that you're watching, the diet industry, which conforms to that pornographic ideal, How do you how do you feel about that for yourself?
That I'm not going to ever be that way?
No, that your marriage might suffer because of it.
I'm fine with that. You know, I've prayed, I've starved, I've run myself to death, I've walked 10 billion miles, I've gained and lost the same 50 pounds 5 times since I met him.
Yeah.
And in that time, he's never once, in all my efforts, told me that he was proud of what I had done or that I looked beautiful to him.
Yeah.
So my attitude basically is, if it's over, I'm really fine with that.
Yeah, it's not worth sacrificing your... What relationship is worth this? Tell me that. What other relationship on the planet is worth that type of suffering?
None.
I would agree. That's why where I went to as well, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather make friends with a tree. I'd rather just... No relationship should require such severity and mind control and abusiveness and self-abuse just to seek someone's approval. You know, you really have to look at the why you were doing it for yourself. Screw him. You know, he's basically everybody in that thin supremacy ideology, right? So he's basically just brainwashed. You were too. So if you look at, like, when you separate yourself from that entire system, will you ever work this hard for anybody's approval again?
Not only no, but hell no and never.
No. This is what I feel is so expansive in the process, is you've grasped onto a devotion to your sanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a devotion to it. Not to hurt others. It's not, I'm going to promote my sanity and hurt everybody else's sanity. That's not what this is. It's not self-promotion like a narcissist, right? Where they promote themselves at everybody else's loss. This isn't about everybody else's loss. This is really just about your life and giving that life value. Like, what's the life this body gives you, whether people appreciate your body or they don't appreciate it. The life this body gives you is life. You're conscious, you're aware. You're the only one that can really honor that. Who on this planet can honor that?
Only me.
Yeah, not even your mom or your dad.
You know, I take notes when we talk, and I just put, I will never work so hard to please him or anyone else again. My life, its value, is more valuable than this or any relationship.
Mm-hmm.